Hello there, my friends, and welcome back to yet another WorldBox video where we have an awesome one here today. It's another one of my typical, I do it all the time, following something for 1,000 years. But today we have a very, very special one. Instead of following one person or one thing, we are following two things for 1,000 years. And those things are two immortal kings. And it's more than just immortal. They are also overpowered. It's just immortal, I think sounds better in the title. But essentially how this is going to work is we have this map here. And this is a custom map. I just want to see if you guys can guess what map this is. What game is this from? Comment it down below. But anyway, we're going to take this map, split it right down the middle, which, might ruin a lot of the scenery right here, but I don't care. We're going to take it down the middle. It should be roughly equal on both sides. And then we spawn in about 100 people. And then whoever's declared king, well, they will become the chosen one. And then let me go ahead and tell you guys right now, so just so you guys stay tuned. After 1,000 years, these two kings in their kingdoms are going to go to war, obviously. And the two kings will fight to the death until we find the one true king. So let's get right into it. First, lovely map here, lovely scenery. I mean, look at all these trees. Oh man, everything looks just beautiful over here. Really a shame, honestly. And yep, now it's split. I would say it's roughly equal on both sides though. So on the left, let us spawn in our first 100 people. Oh, okay, 101. Close enough. And over here, I guess we'll equal it out with a nice uneven 101. Here we go. And since these humans were spawned so far away from each other, they are actually going to be in different subspecies. I'm not sure if the different subspecies are going to be better or worse than one another, but I guess we'll see later. Anyway, let us unpause time here. And both kingdoms have already been made and starting to grow. Ooh, looks like the left side's got some issues we're going to have to deal with. Who are they even fighting? Well, wish them the best, but you guys hate when I interfere in these videos, and in my last 1,000 year video, I have to admit, you just watch it if you see, but the end of it, I did something, I didn't think it would have a big impact. It had a very big impact, but for the most part, I'm almost completely done interfering. So I'm just gonna let these guys on the left just perish if that's what happens. I'm sure they'll figure it out. But anyway, let us name these kingdoms, because there's a chance we stay with them the whole time. The reason I say that is because we are actually going to keep diplomacy and rebellions on. So even though these kings will never die, there's still going to be a lot going on each side, just to keep it more interesting. So on the left here, we have this kingdom of Koslalum. It's a very bad name. I say we rename it to Bobtopia. And we can keep it this nice shade of blue. Bobtopia has been born. And now on the right, we have Kyle. Yes, the entire kingdom is just named Kyle. You shall address it as Kyle. Not the Kyle Empire, not the Democratic Republic of Kyle, just Kyle. And before we officially start this challenge, let's get to year 600. Unfortunately, this map starts on a very weird year. It starts at like 515. So I'm just going to go to year 600 before we actually pick our kings, just so when we do the 1,000 years, we'll end on a nice, even, flat number. And boom, here we are, year 600. Perfect. Bobtopia is still existing, I guess you would say. Well, the kingdom of Kyle is thriving. So let us pick our kings and give them their traits. I would love to edit their subspecies too, but that would edit literally everyone in the kingdom, so we can't have that. But what I give to one king, I'll give to the other. So let's just pick one of them, and then I'll show you the other guy after. The current king, or I guess queen, geez, WorldBox really needs to update their mistakes. You can't be having this in 2025. They have a lady named Ceena, and we will keep that name. We will name her Ceena, the Forever King. I could put queen, but I think king it's a cooler word. Okay, it doesn't matter. And we will go into her traits and give her pretty much everything good. She's already wise. We'll give her genius, eagle-eyed, ambitious, arcane reflexes, why not? Battle reflexes, strong-minded, bloodlust, definitely the chosen one, heart of a wizard, lucky, savage, agile, fast, giant, hard skin, strong, tough, boosted vitality, fertile, immortal, immune, long liver, regeneration, super health, titan lungs, attractive, all of the protection, all of the skills, veteran, mage slayer, and dragon slayer. We're gonna hold off on king slayer though. She might get that one on her own. And then of course, blessed. And we'll give her death nuke just for some spice whenever this video ends. And with these traits, let's do time for the big reveal. She has 44,000 HP. It's not the highest we've ever seen, but that is because we can't really change her genetics. That's still really high, and as she levels up, that'll get even higher. She does between 38, 76 damage, 15 speed, which isn't terrible, and 6 attack speed, which is actually pretty solid. And she is ready to wait 1,000 years. And what's gonna suck is that she's gonna be 1,071 when the video ends. We're not going to give her any armor or equipment because I'm assuming as her kingdom expands, hopefully she'll get some of that from her kingdom. And now let's go over here to the kingdom of Kyle. They have a king named Yasabino, which no, I'm not going to say that. I don't even know how you're supposed to say that. We're just going to name him Ben. Maybe not as cool of a name as Ceena the Forever King, but you know, Ben's a modest dude, okay? We like Ben. We're fine with Ben. He's also 73, so he's around the same age. And let me just give him the same traits that we gave Ceena. And drumroll, please. Ben has 36,000 health. 28 to 56 damage, 15 normal speed, 6 attack speed, like the same critical chance. I'm not gonna lie, these two kings are like almost identical. I can't lie, they're actually really evenly matched up, which is very good to see. However, King Ceena does have a bit more HP. However, her kingdom's doing a lot worse. So, you know what? Our two kings have been introduced. The rules have been set. These kingdoms don't even know about the existence of one another, but they really just need some time to expand. So it's currently year 600. So we're going to go to a quarter of the 1,000 years, which would be year 850. And I will see you guys then. And there we are at year 850. Bobtopia and Kyle still exist, which is good, I would say. They're probably glad that they still exist. But Bobtopia does have 700 less than Kyle. They're still struggling over here. Despite, honestly, I think they have more land over here. There's a lot of water on the right side here. So they have no excuse, I'm not gonna lie. Let's check in on our dudes. If you actually noticed throughout the video, like you can kind of see it right here, there have actually been several nuke explosions. At first, I thought that somehow Ceena or Ben died. But no, I think this was just their kids dying because they didn't have immortality, but they still got the death nuke trait because they inherited it from their parents. Because I totally forgot these guys can actually still have kids. But anyway, let's check in. Ceena, the Forever King, is 321, go figure, and she only has a stone axe. 300 years of life, and this is all that you can scrounge up. Also, if you know how WorldBox works, they're supposed to give their best items to the king first, which implies that this is the best thing this entire kingdom has made in hundreds of years of existence. She does have 11 kills at least, and she does slightly more damage. And also, wow, look at those king stats. Again, we made her overpowered, but those are actually really good stats. No wonder the kingdom has not broken off from rebellion yet. And she has a nice amount of HP, good for her. Let's look at her kids real quick before we go look at Ben. I just want to see like what traits they have. Oh wow, she's been busy. So yeah, her kids, to a large degree, get a lot of her traits. Not all of them, like as you can see here, but like these are some pretty good traits that they inherited. Hopefully none of them have death nuke, because that's just gonna ruin this kingdom even more. And her lover is a 38-year-old dude. He's literally like 10% your age. Come on, man, just anything else, dude. The age difference gets wild at some point. And, well, while Ceena figures out her lover situation, let's look over on Kyle to see how Ben is doing. And Ben is up to 55,000 HP, not nearly as much as Ceena's up to. He, however, is wielding a bronze hammer, which is a lot better, but still, for 250 years, kinda sucks, don't you think? He does between 7 and 77 attack damage, which is a very wide range. He actually has even better stats than Ceena does, but only 3 kills. Let's look at his kids. Yeah, he's a lot more, how do you put this, celibate, I think you would say. He only has 6 kids, and 3 of them are village leaders. And they, once again, as you can kind of see here, they do inherit a lot of his traits. And his lover is a 63-year-old. Okay, that's still a huge difference, but we can work with that. We can work with a 260-year-old age gap. Jeez, just I'm just gonna stop looking at that for now. And while these two kingdoms are still fledgling, let's just look at interesting people before we skip ahead another 250 years. I mainly just want to check and see if any of our people are on here. So, most known, no, it's some random village king. Highest level is Ceena though. Oldest, obviously, is Ben. The most kills is actually Ceena with 11. The richest is Ben with 50,000. The most children, go figure, is Ceena with 16. And children means currently alive. That's actually insane. The most births is also Ceena with 71. She's had 71 kids. And the happiest is Ben. And both the smartest and the strongest are Ceena. So she's actually doing really good. So anyway, enough talk. We really need to let these guys just keep expanding and growing because, I mean, these two kingdoms, or whatever kingdoms we see in 1,000 years, are going to literally fight each other. And by the way, the only point of interference I will have is when we have our kings fight, I will take off super health. Now that will lower their health tremendously, but that's because if I actually have them fight with like 100,000 health, and they only do like 200 damage a hit, you can do the math. The fight will never end because these guys also have regeneration. I'm only turning on super health now just to make them look really big and cool and also to make sure some random thing doesn't kill them. But anyway, with that said, I will see you guys at year 1100, which is 250 years from now and marks the 500 year point, the halfway mark. And after a lot of waiting for my slow PC, it's not even that bad, it's just there's so many people here. We're at year 1100, which is 500 years, very long time since we've started. And both of our guys are doing very well. I'm actually shocked that both these kingdoms are still alive because like I said, rebellions, it's all on. Like, I think these guys are just such great kings. The kingdoms exist forever. But anyway, I guess we checked on Ceena last time first, so let's check on Ben first. Let's see what he's up to. Ben is 574 now. He is up to 66, almost 67,000 health, which is higher than what it was, but still, it's not as high as Ceena. I mean, Ceena was higher than this at our last point. I guess we will lose super health, so we'll see. He still has 3 kills. He's kind of a pacifist, I suppose. He has mercilessly slain 3 people though, so, you know, not completely a pacifist. And you think he does a tiny bit more damage now. His traits have actually gotten even better. This dude's an amazing king. And he is now married to a 96-year-old. You know, the age gap is still like 480 years. It's actually worse than what it was last time. But like, his lover's lifespan's only like 90 anyway. So like, he's trying his best here, okay? He's working with what he's got. In terms of his equipment, he still has nothing. He actually had like a bronze hammer last time, and now he just has nothing. What do they do all day? Like, if they don't get resources in mind, like, do they just exist? I do like Ben's little collection of statues right here. I like how they're all neatly organized. Well, that's enough out of Ben and the Kyle Kingdom, who've expanded greatly. Like, they've even gone the outskirts of all these little islands here. But now, back to Bobtopia. And let's look at how Ceena is doing. She's up to 84,000 HP. She still has her stone axe, but she does a little bit more damage now. Her other stats have actually gotten pretty better too. And she has 13 kills. She has -3 children. What? Huh? You guys are seeing what I'm seeing here too, right? Now, listen, I'm no doctor, I'm no midwife, I'm no biologist. So correct me if I'm wrong here, but can you guys comment down below if having negative children is possible? Just let me know, please, okay? I'm waiting an answer. Well, I mean, I'm looking at her genealogy right now. She certainly does not have any children, but I don't see any negative children here. How would that even work? How would you have a negative kid? I'm trying to think here. I guess the only explanation I could think of is that she killed all of her kids. And then 3 random ones, which explains the negative. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is a solid age gap. She's married to a dude named Ekasili, who's 337. Still, you know, 200 years, but that's the best we've seen. Those are our 2 kingdoms, and I kind of want to look at their cultures for a second. because they can write books in the cultures, and while I'm waiting for the next time area, I can see them writing a bunch of books, so I just want to see what they've done. So this is Varan. This is the Bobtopian subculture, and they have a decent amount of books here. And I'm just looking at the bottom who these written by. They're all written by Ceena. Every single one of them. You know, honestly, I really like these books. Like, they're actually a really cool addition to the game. Like, you can read, like, you can see times read right there, like when they were written. But like this one right here is a war manual. Reading it gives you 1 intelligence, 1 warfare experience. This is kind of how the game replaced technology. If you might have even forgotten, when the WorldBox got updated, they got rid of technology levels, which I thought was really kind of dumb. I hope they add it back, and they might add it back. It took me a while to even notice it. It's just, I don't know why they did that, because that was a really cool feature. Now we're stuck with books and algebra. Jeez, get me out of here. And now let's look into the Kyle Lizano books. They have a lot more books here. War manuals, mathematics, governance, fables, family tales, war manuals. It's a lot of war manuals, despite this country never actually have been at war ever. And I'm looking at the bottom here, actually, there's a few books that have been written by different people, but it's mainly just been. Also, another interesting thing here, this culture's on the Kyle side, right? However, there are 2 members of this part of the Homo sapiens subspecies, which are on the other side. That's these guys. How could they possibly have even converted? It doesn't matter. Well, we're shaping up for a fun time, but in case you can't actually like read, Kyle has 3,000 people, while Bobtopia has just 2,000. When this war starts, they're at a big disadvantage. They have 890 soldiers, while Kyle has 1,300 soldiers. But from what I can tell, both sides are severely under-equipped. Like, their soldiers have like nothing at all. But before we go to the 750 year mark, how about we just check interesting people one more time to see if our guys have improved any. The most known is still this random dude who is now 436. How are these guys living so long? The highest level is still Ceena, who's 31 now, and the oldest has obviously still Ben. Most kills is still Ceena. The richest is Ben. The most children is no longer Ceena. She does have -3 kids right now. But the most births is still Ceena, who has 95. Dude, that must be insane. Imagine giving birth 95 times. The happiest is both Ben and Ceena though, so I guess Ceena is glad that she's gotten rid of all her kids. And the smartest is Ceena, the fastest is some random dude, and the strongest is also Ceena. So in terms of like our king battle here, it looks like Ceena's in advantage. She has more health, more kills, more intelligence, more strength. Anyway, we need to wait 250 more years to do our last check-in before year 1000. That'll be at year 1350. See you guys then. And while you're watching this awesome Jackal certified time-lapse, if you're enjoying the video, why not like, subscribe, or maybe even join my Discord. Links in the description. Lots of fun there. I don't know. Just enjoy. Thank you. Bye. And here we are at years 1350, 750 years since we began. And for some reason, both kingdoms are at exactly 1,000 people. And you might say that I must have turned something on the subspecies, but no, look, if you look at Harmony, there's nothing in here. The populations are just stuck at 1,000. It could be hunger, disease, they ran out of space. I mean, they look like they have a lot of space. I don't know, but it seems like both our guys are roughly right around 1,000 people. But anyway, despite the mass like population decline that's happened over here, we still have some people to check, and we will start with good old Ceena right here. And she is now 821, and she still has that same stupid stone axe like usual. She's up to 4 kids, which is good. We're no longer in the negative, so that's a very good sign. And she's now up to 92 attack damage, and her stats are off the chain. I didn't even realize like kings or queens got more intelligence over time, but like she's up to over 100 intelligence, which is really good considering we haven't even changed the like genetic sequence. She's also up to almost 100,000 HP. I mean, she's doing pretty alright for herself. She has 20 kills now, which I'm not even sure what she's killed. Because like, think about it. These 2 kingdoms have been the only ones that have existed like the entire world. Like, what has she possibly killed? Let's look at her kids, because apparently she has some now. Okay, I think the game's just broken. Look, this is 4 children, right? I count 7. So I think 3 of these guys just don't count. But I don't know. I think it's just glitched. Oh god, do you see that, guys? This kid right here has death nuke. And he has fragile health. Oh no. Listen, once again, I'm not a biologist, but fragile, unlucky, and death nuke are not a good combo. This kid is literally going to explode soon. But very interesting children for Ceena right there. And now let's scoot over to the next guy, Mr. Ben. Ben's up to 76,000 HP, which, you know, doesn't really matter, at least not right now. But he does have a cool spear, a wooden spear called the Doomy Impaler, made by himself quite a while ago. He's now doing decent amounts of damage, but he still only has 3 kills. Once again, he has -2 children. I don't understand this game. Well, I don't think these are -2 kids. This looks like 3 kids to me, but, you know, apparently I'm just not an expert. Apparently, if there's any biologists in the chat, could you explain to me why that is? Okay. Also, could you explain to me why every single village leader from Bobtopia is over here in Kyle? And this has been a very weird simulation so far, but both of our kingdoms, I mean, they've existed in peace for far too long. It's been 750 years, but they only have 250 more before they can finally beat the crap out of each other. Let's look at interesting people one last time before we do the final sim. Most known is finally one of our guys. Ceena is now the most known with only 200 renown. You're 821 years old, you have 20 kills, you're level 38, you're actually the highest level too. You have 200 renown. What? You must be doing something wrong. The oldest is Ben, like usual. The most kills is still Ceena, and the richest is Ben and Ceena combined with 99,999. The most children is this random lady, but the most births is Ceena, who now has over 100. Jeez, calm down, man. The happiest is Ben. I like how Ceena's not happy now. She was only happiest when she had negative kids, when all her kids were dead, but now she's just, like, suffering. And the smartest and strongest, like usual, are still Ceena. Good for her. And I'd say you should go ahead and make your final bets here right now on who's going to win this battle when we have it, both the kingdom and the kings. I say on the kingdom side, I'm pretty sure that Kyle is going to win. They've been more powerful. If this population thing works itself out, I think they're stronger. They have better weapons. I mean, we saw Ben with that big spear. But Bobtopia can't be counted out either. But I think in terms of the kings themselves, I think that Ceena is going to be the winner there. That's just what I think. And who cares what I think anyway? So I will see you guys in 250 years, year 1600, where that is the final marker. And after a very interesting time lapse, we're at year 1600, 1000 years since we began. Of course, this video is probably like 20 minutes for you guys. It's been about 2 hours for me, so just drop a subscribe just for that fact alone. And something happened with the population. I don't know what happened. It's fixed now. Bobtopia is up to 3,800. Kyle's up to 3,300. That's great for this war because you know there's gonna be a lot of action and stuff. It's very slow for my PC. Let me just press unpause here. You see that? That looks pretty fast, right? Until you realize it's 40 times speed. But we're here. Let's do one final check-in on both our people and then just start this war. So we will start with Ceena. Let's see how she's doing. She is now 1,071 years old, and we're already on her kids. Look how many kids she has. Jeez. She actually also has a spear herself now. She's finally switched her weapon. It's just normal stone spear, but it's better than what she had before, I suppose. And she now does almost 100 damage. She's also over 100,000 health now. And she started, what, 40,000? That's really impressive. And she's married to another 38-year-old. You were literally 1,000 years older than this dude. Well, anyway, that's pretty much all for her. We've seen her a bunch of times. Let's go see what Ben is doing. Oh, right now he's in the farm. Is he working? Yeah, he actually is farming right now. He now is up to 84,000 HP. He has a legendary, bronze axe called the Frostbite. And he's doing a decent amount of damage too. And has a 100% critical chance. He currently has 1 kid, it says, and I count more than 1. I'm done looking at the kids in this game. Look at his stats though. Jeez, he's up there. Well, enough said about that. Let's just click off. And those are our 2 guys in their final check-in here. But we're not done yet. We need to drop these here walls. We'll do it with sand so the characters will stick out a bit more. We're going to do 2 entrances. One kind of here on the south, one up here a little in the north. And just for fun, let's do like a long one, like right here. which will connect like these two southern areas. I just want to see how that would work. And the war is ready to begin, but before we can actually start it, we need to put Ceena and Ben away. We're not going to have them fight just yet, but we are going to put them in little areas to contain them. Now hopefully they don't teleport out. And these guys are currently locked away. We will begin their fight shortly after we start this one. We're not going to wait for this one to end first, but we're just going to get it started. So in World Loss, we are going to turn on angry villagers. I just like that setting because it just adds a lot more destruction to it. And this war has begun. Bobtopia has 3,900 people roughly and 1.6 thousand soldiers. Kyle, on the other hand, has 3,300 people, roughly 1.5k soldiers. So honestly, they're actually pretty equal. We shall rename this war. Instead of the War of Kyle, we will rename it to the War to End All Bob. I don't even know how you can favorite a war, and these guys are going to get absolutely wrecked. Hopefully war population decreases heavily so my game can speed up. And look at all the war lines. Oh, wait, how is this possible? How is there already a whole army over here? I forgot that these guys can like teleport, remember that, to like each other? But like, why is there literally an army already on this island right here? This island right here is like a huge strategic point to like actually have their operations go out of. Ooh, also, forgot to do this. We're gonna put a hole in the wall for the water right here. That way the navies can go in between. Speaking of navy though, the Kyle navy is actually pretty strong. They could send all their ships right here and just wreak chaos. And troops have begun moving. There's already huge fights. Why is there a giant like child running across the battlefield right here? Do you guys see that? Oh my god, it's just full of death and destruction. There's battles at every point. I think you guys want to see the main battle, the one we're all here to see. Battle to end all battles. Ben versus Ceena, the Forever King. I bet Ben's really upset that she got such a cooler name. Anyway, we will go into trait editor and remove their super health. This just ensures that the battle will actually end. And let's see how much health they have. Even without super health, Ceena still has 2.6 thousand and Ben only has 2.1 thousand. But nevertheless, we are going to make a really small arena here just so they actually fight and invite both of them in. They should automatically fight. If not, I can make them go mad. Let us slow down time and let this fight begin. And they're going in quick. This is just one-time speed. Remember, they all have these special skills and protections. These guys are insane combat warriors. Ben appears to be using some sort of combat shield, probably from his religion. Both of them have barely taken damage, but this fight will eventually end, I assume. They both are relying on bubble shields now. We're going to speed up time a bit. And Ceena still has her shield in full health, while Ben is down to just 800. Ben just shielded up, but he's still losing a bunch of health. They're both extremely equal in every statistic, but Ben seems to be getting absolutely destroyed here. He's down to just 160, now 20, now 12, and that's it. Now, unfortunately, both of them did die because of their death nuke. But that does mean that Queen, King, whatever you want to say, Ceena, the Forever King, is the winner. Now, you may be upset that she died, but her sacrifice was not in vain, as we can see who the true king is. And let us speed up this war mega speed to just see who wins this. Oh no, I forgot when the kings die, rebellions may split off. This war's gonna be brutal. The kingdom is falling apart because of the leadership. Both of them are. I didn't expect this. World population is flying down. Like, even the rebellions are having rebellions. What? I completely forgot how destroyed both kingdoms would be once they lost their kings. But it looks like the winner is... There is going to be no winner, it seems. Bobtopias, they're just a shell of what they used to be. Ironically, they're losing to a kingdom literally called Villain. It's nearly impossible to get a definite kill count, but world population was around 7,000. This is just brutality. This is what happens when the two kings who are keeping peace in the world just perish. While we watch the world literally fall to pieces. That is where today's video is going to end. King Ceena, the Forever King, was indeed the Forever King, and she was the winner. But anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, do all the normal stuff. I will see you guys in the next one. Farewell.